About 3 years ago, there was a movement in Dublin. It was called the Home Sweet Home movement, where a group of people commandeered the Apollo House building as a symbol to try and house a lot of homeless people on the streets of Dublin. That building was Apollo House, and I wrote a song about homelessness. I try to write it from the perspective of someone I imagine is homeless and what they'll be going through. Thank God I don't fully understand what it will ever mean, but well, you never know. Any of us could be homeless, but this is a song about homelessness. It's called Home Sweet Home. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. I roll around with chest pains stretched out in manky back lanes. The alley stank of hot piss, one smell I know I won't miss. I never thought I'd pull through. I prayed for someone like you to take me somewhere safe and warm, a million miles from harm, laid awake in a warm bed, up at the kicked-in head. Watch a bit of trash TV, maybe wake in a warm bed, up at the kicked-in head, backed in a doorway dead, stretched on a concrete bed. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. The city's river runs deep, her blackness turns me on. She lures me close, says soon all your pain will be gone. But I don't want to jump into a dead bum dump, 'cause somewhere beyond the city an angel waits for me, wide awake in a warm bed, to kiss a kicked-in head. You got a similar guise with your pretty little savior's eyes. Take me back to Apollo, not with the kicked-in head, backed in a doorway dead, stretched on a concrete bed. Home, sweet home. Mama, mama, ooh, mama, mama, ooh, mama, mama. Now I have a home, I'm not a cast-off forced to roam, only for your kindness all it ever knows, blindness. Though I didn't think it'd stop tonight, I know I'll end up somewhere safe and warm, a million miles from harm, laid awake in a warm bed, not with the kicked-in head, backed in a doorway dead, stretched on a concrete bed. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. The next song is a bit more upbeat. This is an acoustic version of a big arrangement from my last album, which was called Escapade. This one is a message of goodwill. It's called Hope You Find What You're Looking For. I hope you find what you're looking for, and comfort finds you soon. I hope you find what you're looking for, and comfort finds you soon. Put away your old coat, it's looking like June. Sail your little rowboat to the light of the moon. I hope you find what you're looking for, and comfort finds you soon. Hope you find what you're looking for. Hope you find your spark. I hope you find what you're looking for. I hope you hit your mark. When sirens rape city skies and the doves of peace no longer fly, I hope you find what you're looking for. When troubles pass you by, peace is a warm day with a gentle breeze, a smile from a lover touching a tease, maybe as simple as a thanks or a please, a kind word from a stranger to put you at ease. I hope you find what you're looking for and troubles pass you by. I hope you find what you're looking for and troubles pass you by. Well, I know you know the sound of the black dog's bark. I know you know that hound in the darkest dark. I hope you find what you're looking for and troubles pass you by. Say peace is a warm day with a gentle breeze, smile from a lover touching a tease, maybe as simple as a thanks or a please, a kind word from a stranger to put you at ease. This next one is a song I hadn't planned on doing, so if you can forgive me, anybody who has a schedule in front of them, or a schedule, whatever way you pronounce it. This one is called I Miss You. Gently switch your heart back on. Listen to me, try to sing your song. Do you know my love? Every time I go, my love, I miss you. Don't you give up on me, little angel. I got a little something for you. I know you know my love, and I know that telling you will never be enough, but I miss you. I found a little place by the ocean. I was thinking maybe you and me could go there. Take a boat, my love, I could try to stay afloat, my love. I miss you. Don't wanna see another plane for a while. They only make me think of you. I've traveled millions of miles. I just wanna stay. I just wanna stay. You see, I get an easy feeling when I'm with you. If I could stay here for the night, you know I would do. Did you know my love? Am I slow, my love? I miss you. I could find work closer to home. I wouldn't have to roam. I see you every day. I just wanna stay. I just wanna stay. Baby, you're the only thing that makes sense. And the strength you thought I had was only pretense. Did you know my love? Am I slow, my love? I miss you. No, love, don't look at me that way. No, love, there has to be another way. There's always another way. What makes a man hang on by a thread and hang limp till he's nearly dead? Do you know my love? Am I slow, my love? I miss you. I really do.
Well, Zach, hello again. How you getting on?
Good. I'll get myself out of that trance.
It's yeah, I'm just noticing the way this is my first time ever seeing Zach play. Usually, but live, it's definitely my first time seeing live. You really get into your songs, like, you know. You give it all.
Thank you.
Fantastic the way it comes across, like, you know.
I suppose it's a mixture of terror and trying to pretend it's not happening type of thing. If I look at anybody, I get distracted in a good way, because I go into their world and I probably notice too much. So if I looked at Darren, I start thinking all about Darren and everything. If I looked at Borka, I start thinking of everything about her. So that's why I try and zone out. It's and yeah, you're trying to remember your own lyrics, and you're trying to go into the place.
Well, I hope you keep your eyes off me, because I'm like a nervous wreck when I'm down there all the time. Every time before I step in front of the camera, you don't seem to get that at all. Though I was talking before, you were saying any of the anxiety or anything.
Well, physicality belies the reality. I'm absolutely planking it,
Right.
so I would be very nervous. I just it's a mask, to pretend I have it together.
Well,
So you're in terror. You know, you're a musician. I don't know how do you get before?
I just go out and hope for the best is normally what I do anyway, like, you know.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your songs. How do you get the creativity of like writing the songs? Because you're really like pouring your heart out in the songs. Like just listening to some lyrics there.
I suppose I would do every aspect of the production process. So I'm as interested in the mixing, mastering, arranging, and I'm a lead guitarist who ended up singing by default.
Oh.
So that's not connected to what you asked, except to say that I have to keep it interesting for myself.
Yeah.
If I was just to do one thing, I'd probably be like an autistic savant, be absolutely amazing in that one thing, but that wouldn't interest me because I have to vary it. I have to try a bit like, well, not a bit like at all, but Asha was showing me these books of Ron L. Hubbard, and that kind of life led where you do so many things and you become a broad character by doing so many different aspects of it. So what I'm saying is I would get inspired by a million different things to write a specific song.
Yeah.
So, for example, that Home Sweet Home, I sat down and said, I'm going to write a song about homelessness.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it was going to start. But then other songs, you might have a catchy riff, or you might have a few lyrics or a top line melody or a chord progression. You know yourself.
Yeah, of course. But even your story about the homelessness was a big subject. Probably still is now, like, you know.
Completely.
So it's always going to relate no matter what. I think.
Yeah,
It's unfortunately it's always there. What are you going to sing another few original songs now? You've got another three to go?
Yeah, I'll do
or
three more songs. I'll do 2 more originals and then a tribute to an artist I was inspired by and grew up with and all of that.
Super. I'm looking forward to it. I'll do it with you.
Yeah.
All the best. Talk to you in a bit.
Thanks, Steve. Well, I suppose it's been so long since people like myself played live with this current global situation. So that's my little disclaimer for what's about to happen. I haven't done any of these songs in about 2.5 years. So anything could happen. This next song is called Trick of the Mind. It was originally called Where Are You? And it was written about somebody you're trying to find. It might be a lover, it might be a friend, but really they were metaphors for what I was trying to find in myself was that something else. Some people call it God, some people call it the omnipotent being, Buddha, Christ, whatever people want to call this otherworldly power. This was a song that tries to describe the search for that thing, person, whatever you want to call it. It's called Trick of the Mind, but the chorus are the words, where are you?
Hope it's true. You existing out there. All I do is look for you everywhere. Should I wait for another no-show? Lose my faith? How will I ever know? You're real, you're real, you're real, you're real, you're real, yeah. What is there to conceal? Reveal, 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 yeah. All the stuff that I feel. Where are you, my love? Oh, you must be out there. You below, above. God, you must be somewhere. Are you a trick of the mind? A kind of illusion? I'll get sick if I don't find you. Beyond the confusion. So come on, love. Give me a little reprieve. Show me your stuff. The kind that makes me believe. You're real, you're real, you're real, you're real, you're real, yeah. What is there to conceal? Reveal, 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 yeah. All the stuff that I feel. Where are you, my love? Oh, you must be out there. You below, above. God, you must be somewhere. Oh, Lord, love, it's hard to stay. Oh, Lord, love, it's hard. I look for you all over, my rover, all over. Where are you, my love? It's hard to be your lover, your rover, all over. Where are you, my love? It's hard to be your lover, your rover, all over. Where are you, my love? I look for you all over, my rover, all over. Where are you, my love? Where are you, my love? Oh, you must be out there. You below, above. God, you must be somewhere. Where are you, my love? Oh, you must be out there. You below, above. God, you must be somewhere. The next one is a rant about all the things we were subjected to when we were growing up as, say, 10, 11, 12-year-olds. And it won't make sense to the current generation because a lot of it was related to the particular controlling mechanism in Ireland at the time, which I'm not going to say so obviously, but if you listen to the lyrics, maybe it'll come through. Because there are so many people here who aren't Irish, have you heard the phrase up the Swanee? No, there's a universal shake of the head. In Ireland, or maybe England, up the Swanee means to be in serious trouble. Up the Swanee. I won't go into the total derivation. Well, actually, the Swanee was a river in America, and I think if you were up the Swanee, you were in very, very turbulent waters. You're basically in trouble. So this song is called Up the Swanee. I had to get clued up, get wide-eyed, all ready for it. I had everything that was needed, discipline and all those other things that made me get down on bending knee, kowtow to the holy see, do time in mental jail, recite their fairy tale, They sold me up the Swanee. I don't believe it. I gave them all they wanted. I can't retrieve it. There was no room for independent thought that deviated from the liar's script. You just shut your mouth, sucked it up, and waited for the time that you could get away from them. So you tried to think for yourself, find light in something else, retreat to fantasy, delete your history. They sold me up the Swanee. I don't believe it. I gave them all they wanted. I can't retrieve it. I can't get back what they stole from me. I can't get back what they stole from me. I can't get back what they stole from me. I can't get back what they stole from me. They stole. And the Catholic schools love automaton fools, and the corporate class bores love the credit card whores, and the caviar kind say they really don't mind if the bourgeoisie make the and the private members clubs, and their Merc and Beamer wheels, and their close surveillance hubs, and their Merc and Beamer. Do the military men never really count to 10? Is it better not to dream? Is it easier to scream? I had to get clued up, get wide-eyed, all ready for it. I had everything that was needed, discipline and all those other things that made me. It's this time of the night where you pull out one of these lucky bag things. When I was growing up as a child, my dad was obsessed with certain types of music. Those certain types of music tend to be great lyricists, great songwriters like Leonard Cohen, Van Morrison, Townes Van Zandt, and recently Nick Cave. But there was one artist who stood above all of those. And one day, when I was about 14, when I was sick of listening to this same person being played on a record player, that's how old I am, when record players were still a thing, he said, "Sit down there." It was in an order. And he put the needle on a record and he said, "Listen to this." And the song that he played for me was a song called Hurricane. It was about a black boxer who was wrongly imprisoned for a murder he never committed. His name was Reuben Hurricane Carter. And the song went on for about 6 minutes. And he left me alone in the room, and he came back, and I was in a state of shock because I'd never heard anything like it. The song is Hurricane, and the artist that I'm going to do a tribute to, one of his songs, this is called "Oh Sister." This is a tribute to Bob Dylan. Oh, sister, when I come to lie in your arms, you should not treat me like a stranger. Our father would not like the way that you act, and you must realize the danger. Oh, sister, am I not a brother to you, and one deserving of affection? And is our purpose not the same on this earth, to love and follow his direction? We were born together from the cradle to the grave. We died and were reborn and then mysteriously saved. Oh, sister, when I come to knock on your door, don't turn away, you'll create sorrow. Time is an ocean, but it ends at the shore. You may not see me tomorrow. You may not see me tomorrow. You may not see me tomorrow.
Well, we've got the 6 songs done anyway.
Yeah.
It's strange without the audience, no audience clapping, or isn't it? Within the live streams as such.
I'm well used to it, Stephen, I can assure you.
Well, have you done any live streams over the last year that some people have been doing on Facebook and social media? And have you done any yourself?
No, to be honest, I just figured there were enough people doing it, and I shouldn't be saying in the current situation, but it was a compromised experience, and I suppose in hindsight we realised that's all we got at the moment. But I just figured in the early stages of the first lockdown, every musician known to man was streaming in the first months.
Yeah.
For a few months.
Including myself.
Yeah. Well, fair play to you. You got more courage and get up and go than I did. I focused on recording an album. So
Brilliant. Okay, yeah. You went a different way about it. To keep the music going and such.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say that doing the live streams, especially on your own if you're solo, I found difficult anyway. Like, you know, playing in front of a phone.
What's it like?
It's definitely different. Like, you know, it's you're trying to. I suppose when you're here tonight and there's several cameras on you and you've got a bit of an audience because there's a crew here, like, you know, at least you're playing to someone, whereas you're playing online to just your phone or tablet or whatever it is. I found it definitely strange, like, you know, even though you do get the comments coming up or whatever, like, you know, it's a totally different experience, like, you know.
Yeah, I hear you, and it sounds like that. I would personally find it extremely strange if I was staring at a little phone,
Yeah.
and the whole world can see you, but you can just see this little dot. And
One of the worst parts that happens if anything goes wrong with the sound.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about it. You're just watching, you're in the middle of a song and the comments are coming up and you're like, the sound is not working. And like, hang on a minute and I'll fix it, and you have to fix it. So that part definitely be awkward, you know.
And I've also seen the musicians are so ensconced in looking at the user comments and replying to them sometimes in between songs, and it's just, the whole thing looks a bit weird to me.
Yeah, it's different. All right. Come here. I don't even know where you're from yourself.
Mullingar.
You're from Mullingar.
Yeah.
And are you into photography as well? I was just looking on your Facebook page and I seen a few things going a lake.
I suppose I'm more into beauty, and where I live, I'm more into aesthetics. So where I lived demanded to be captured. So I got into photography by default. So I deliberately didn't study anything got to do with photography. I just got a little consumer camera and I went out because I'm so used to spend decades studying everything known to man about audio. So I was burnt out from knowing everything I could possibly know. So I just went, give me the camera. All right, there's a lens on that. I can, magnify. And that's all. And then I said, I'm going to naturally frame using the camera. I'm not going to use any gimmickry. I'm not going to learn anything about this camera except where to point it. And so it was enjoyable from that perspective, if that makes sense.
And your pictures going out every week for it. You said you're going to put them out every week for this whole year as well, yeah?
Yeah. So there's one that I put up. I do it religiously. It's the only thing I do religiously every week. Is every Saturday I'll put one of these photos on Facebook, and there's a ritual in it for me, and there's an aim for me, and I just know that social media is so full of negativity, and it can be a toxic environment, you know yourself.
Oh, it can, yeah.
So I said to myself, well, what can I do? Maybe I can, in my own way, distract someone for 5 seconds. If they see an image that they wouldn't be lucky enough to see, I'm lucky where I live. And if I can distract them in a good way for 5 seconds, that's a nice thing to do.
And were you involved in, I'm looking at some of your music videos and that as well. Did you create the music videos, or? There's a lot in some of them, they're very creative as well.
Yeah,
so I was wondering, did the photography come from the videography, or did it was one or the other, or something like that?
Well, I would be lucky in that I know more people in the cinematographic, if there's such a word, in cinematography than I do in music. So I would know more actors and know more people in the film business. So I would have access to them if I'd present the idea, and then they'd execute it.
And has your brother got something to do in the music or in the film industry?
Yeah. Terry McMahon. He's a well-known film director and writer. So I would have learned a lot from him about just art in general. The process is very similar, as you know yourself. And say music and cinema, you got your 3-act structure, as they say. Kind of same as songwriting. You have your, as he calls it, setup, reversal, subversion. Yeah. And it's the same in songwriting: setup, departure, resolution. The 3-act structure. So I tried to do it in that song Home Sweet Home, where I'd have the main protagonist on the streets, then he's presented with hope, he gets help from somebody, and then in the 3rd act he finally gets a home. And so I tried to introduce that in some of my lyrics.
Okay, so it's true, even the video, the visualization on the video, that's what you're trying to create, and that's where you're getting that from then, is it? Or?
Yeah, I would have read a lot about it, but we would have spoke constantly through the decades about just art in general. It's something about the human mind. We love triads, groups of 3. The setup, again, the reversal, and then the 3rd act that blows you out of the water that you never ever saw coming. I'm not saying I ever achieve it in my music, but that's, if you were to write something amazing, that's what you'd be probably aiming for,
I have to ask you the question about one of the words that we were joking about earlier. I was asking a couple of people that they understand what this word meant. It was on your introduction as well, on one of your albums that you're working on at the minute. A social commentary on subjects as diverse as corruption and transhumanism. So you need to enlighten us on the transhumanism.
Well, I suppose there would be several themes on the album I'm recording at the moment. It's funny, I had a big chat with Asha earlier about this, and I said to her that we were going to talk about it now, but I've never looked up the official Google definition of, but I suppose transhumanism would be the notion of trying to roboticize or automate the human experience, or be that through computers, trying to take human interaction out of it and replace it with computers, or it could be AI, or it could be the integration of prosthetics. I'm not just talking about medical prosthetic limbs, but trying to become a super bionic creature or something, or integrate literally digital apparatus in your body. And there is a whole movement towards that. I mean, if you talk about the fourth industrial revolution and all of this, that's about Klaus Schwab, and they talk extensively about pushing this. So in my opinion, it's a huge problem, because it is anti what you're doing here, what everybody here in the Church of Scientology is doing, what the musicians, the Druids, and myself are trying to do. We're trying to make magic through human interaction. Yeah. And so transhumanism, in my opinion, would be the enemy to all of that. It's what makes us human.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking like I'm almost thinking like we're creative and create music, and I suppose the artificial intelligence can create emotion when you see some of the movies that are going around, and there's not even humans dying, there's robots dying, and people are getting emotional about the robot. And I was thinking, is that something to do with that you're kind of going to put across in this new album that you're working on? Is that the kind of...
for example, there's a song entitled "Are You Human?" and in the song there is a voice. It's a robotic voice that I have created. It's one of these text-to-speech programs. So I have the central character having a chat with his computer, but the central character is in love with his computer.
Okay.
And he's asking the computer, "Do you love me? And tell me, I need to know." And that's what I mean by going so far that you remove the human experience.
I think it moved it with the social media, and in the last year especially, I'd say more people are looking at their phones and things like that than they ever did, like, you know, and they're
all of us,
yeah, including myself as well, like, you know, when you're I suppose if you created a character and artificially it could work, I suppose.
Completely. Did anyone ever see the movie Her? No. What's his name? Joaquin Phoenix. If you ever get a chance to see the movie Her, and that's essentially what happens. He falls in love with a computer-generated lover who speaks to him every morning and speaks to him when he comes home from work. And then the AI realizes he's getting too emotionally attached, so she starts breaking off, and he's heartbroken. He can't differentiate between the illusion and reality, because that's the world, what it has become, and you know, the one we're living in.
It's a different kind of thing. I suppose like the catfish, is that was called, when people are pretending to be someone else, except it's actually artificial.
I don't know.
So, yeah,
I haven't heard that expression.
When I spoke to you a few days ago, I was asking you if there's any questions that you wanted to be asked, and you wouldn't give me any information. So I was trying to put questions together myself, and I didn't know what to ask you because I don't actually know you, and this is my first time meeting you today, which is quite interesting. And I only discovered just before we started I had asked you a question about music. But if you take a look at one of my questions here, is there was a period in your life that music ever took over? It's never stopped with you, I don't think, has it?
No.
Did you do it during the day, you said to me?
Yeah.
Still now?
Yeah, my daytime job, as in my 40-hour-a-week job, is I'm a sound production and music performance instructor, and for a government agency called Training and Development Agency. But I'm lucky enough to be able to try and help between 16 and 21-year-olds, and they all sign up for a full-time 2-year course. And I'm like a child in a candy shop with all the equipment, and I run the course and I can set it all up. And then after that, when I finish that, my real job starts, you know, and I do a lot of teaching and music teaching, and I even produce people. I'm producing a couple of guys at the moment and making my own album. So it's...
And you're teaching people how to produce their own albums, I think. I looked somewhere about you as well, which is definitely something that's going to help the people that can't afford it, I suppose, as well. Like.
Yeah.
Did you ever play in a band?
I did a couple of times, and the reason I ended up singing, in inverted commas, was I never considered myself a singer. I still don't. That's not false modesty. I'm really a guitarist. But anyway, you know yourself, 90% of bands just just hit the wall, and everyone ends up killing each other.
Oh, it can be hard to keep them together. Like, bands change all the time, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happened in this one. And it was actually, my brother said to me, well, what's stopping you doing it? What's stopping you singing? I just thought, well, I'm going to have to, because there's no singer anymore.
Right.
And so I've only been singing about 12 years. And
that's still a while, yeah.
You know yourself.
I'd say even as we were talking about earlier, these times now in the last year, I'm sure there's a lot of musicians who didn't really sing so often, and they probably learned how to sing with the live social media gigs and that, like, you know, because I've seen a few people that I never knew sang at all, like, you know, just to get more creative, and just because otherwise you're stuck not being able to do anything if you're not going to do it.
Yeah, big time. It's beautiful. I remember a guy said to me, I don't want to name drop, but so I'm not going to mention his name. But anyway,
go on, name drop.
He's a genuine international star, and it's a long story how I got to be in his company. I was actually in a band with him, and I this was back in the days of cassettes. So I gave him a cassette, and I was singing on this song, and I said to him, "Oh no, I can't sing. I'm useless." And he listened when I said, "You can sing, but more importantly than that, I never forget saying, I said, everybody can sing." I remember, and his voice, killer voice. I died to have his voice. But I never forget his words. He said, "Everybody can sing." And the penny dropped on me, and I agree. Everybody can sing.
I agree with you as well.
Right.
It's funny you say that. Actually, on the radio today, I heard an expression. I'm not sure who it was talking. I said, "Everybody can sing, but not everybody can hold a note."
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting as
Even
well.
that, I think, is practice.
Yeah.
I couldn't hold a note. Probably still can't. But
you can talk, you can sing, yeah.
You know yourself. Doing it more often, you get better.
Absolutely. Like everything, I suppose, you know.
Yeah.
You're gifted at doing something, but if you keep practicing it, eventually you're probably going to get there anyway.
That's it.
Tell us about the award wasn't an award you won?
Community games or something.
Let me see. What did I have? I had it there. Or tell us about the record deal, or the publishing deal with AM Licensing.
That's it's just one or two songs capture the imagination of a couple of publishing companies in music, or companies that place your music, say, in a movie or on television or an advertisement. So there was a couple of songs that they went for, and one of them has been used a number of times in a number of movies as well. So that was one or two movies. So, you know, if you get them placed, you get royalties and you get payments and blah, blah. It's not very exciting, but it's nice.
Like the money is coming.
You said it.
Yeah, it's a difficult industry.
It's interesting, exactly. It's interesting to see that they're not doing you a favor. So it's not your mate that's you know, pulling a fast one for you. It's you submit your stuff and they don't know who you are and they're picking it on merit. It's the same as the stuff that was played on BBC. I don't know anyone on BBC, but it got picked out of literally thousands of submissions.
Well, I suppose if you got picked and nobody knew you, well, then there's no angle that you get in there because you did know someone. So that has to be a compliment as well.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Seriously, like, you know.
Yeah.
When you think of the thousands of submissions went in.
Yeah.
This album that you're going to release, and when do you plan on releasing it?
I'd say realistically early 2022. I was trying to get it out in 2021. It's about 2/3 of it is already recorded. I make albums with different themes. I like movies, so I look at them like movies. So the first album was about ethereal escapism. It was just a self-therapy album. It was very laid back, quiet, kind of a haunting affair. The second one was upbeat, tongue-in-cheek, a bit cheeky and irreverent. And then the next one will be kind of a rant.
Okay.
You know.
Do you think you'll have an album launch? I wanted an invite.
Oh, you'll be the first there. You know, album launches and everything, I suppose, it sounds negative, but it's such hard work. You know,
it's organising it. Organising it around it, but it's promotion, I think, as well, and
it is.
It's an excuse to have all your friends around as well, like, you know, which is that's a part I like. I don't know, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say I have no friends, but my friend. So you know yourself, it's all online nowadays.
Yeah,
people are living online, and even when you have a gig, I've seen people that they'd rather stay at home, watch Netflix, or mess around on their phones. If Elvis Presley rose from the dead, they won't go out to the back garden to see him.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of current generation that have never experienced the magic of a live performance, and so it's all TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat.
100%. And even when I try to explain to people about being here doing this, and I'm trying to say what you're seeing on the screen is great, and it is great, but to actually be here, like, and see what's actually going on, being in that audience, like, you know, and hopefully this is full again, like, you know, it's a totally different experience from just looking at it on a screen, like, you know. And it's great that you can share from your phone onto the television and all that, but it's never going to be the same.
Completely. Even sitting across from another human being, this is the way that the world has gone in the last year. Even mixing with everybody here, it's so amazing, and I think it'll come back again.
Interaction with other people, with real people.
Real people, real interaction.
Not the artificial.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Zach, I appreciate you coming along. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and do keep in touch. And don't go anywhere, because we want you to come back on, because we're going to maybe sing a song together, an unrehearsed song anyway.
Yeah.
And you'll come back on to us, yeah?
Yeah, thanks, Stephen.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Okay, folks, our next artist should be familiar to most of you. Having formed nearly 12 years ago, they were winners of the Best Live Act at the 2017 Irish Folk Awards, and they have regularly toured throughout Europe and the United States. With their ever-growing and extremely loyal fan base, the band has continued to grow from strength to strength, and 2020 has signaled a new era for them, with the addition of Gary O'Brien, Dennis Moran, along with the old guard, Zach Moran, Gary Lawler, and Mick O'Brien. The band has now developed a new look and sound, and that's very true. I've been following them for years myself. Which you're about to experience. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome the Druids, and they're coming onto the stage somewhere, getting ready. We're going to have Mick is coming on. Mick formed the band. He's one of the founding members. And this is Mick now.
How are you doing?
How are you, Mick? You're very, very welcome. And
Great to
welcome
be here.
The whole lot of you lads. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Good. It's been a while since I saw you in person myself as well.
Yeah.
I think it was in, if I remember, was it up in Drogheda or something like that?
It was at the Fla.
At the Fla.
A couple of years ago, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And one of the things that I noticed that I just said there in the introduction that I noticed, because I've following you pretty much since the start, which is about 12 years ago, if not 10, then something like that, you know. I've seen all the changes of the band, but the biggest thing that I've noticed when I heard you live especially was the sound.
Yeah.
It was a different sound.
It's a completely different sound than what we had before. I think when you have someone like Zach with us in the band, who's just a gifted genius, and he's able to mold the sound. The right thing to do is just allow him to do it, you know, and he's done a brilliant job. And we brought in Dennis on drums there as well over the last year or so, and Gary has joined us on mandolin as well. And I suppose the sound has got bigger. We've kind of started addressing other songs that we haven't really done over the last 12 years or
Which
so.
I'd noticed as well, actually.
Yeah, songs that we always wanted to do, but I suppose this kind of formation of the band, we've allowed ourselves to do that, and I think the energy in it is really good, and it's something we're really enjoying. We're really enjoying it.
It definitely comes across that way. I think the year before I saw you as well. Like, you know, let's not talk too much more about the sounds. I want to hear it, and we want to see it, and everybody else wants. So, folks, I'll leave you with the Druids.
Okay, thanks, Stephen.
Thank you.
Okay, so first and foremost, it's a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much to all the crew for looking after us today. We've had a great day so far. We're going to start off with a great song that comes down from my own home county of Wexford. This song details the story of a voyage from Wexford across the sea to Holland, or the Netherlands, or the Lowlands. And Gary's going to sing this one over here. Great song called The Lowlands Low.
The lowlands low, the lowlands low, sailing for the lowlands low.
We sail out of Dunlow, Michaelmas gone by, cowhides and wool and live cargo. 20 young wild geese, ready fledged to fly, and we're sailing for the lowlands low.
The
the lowlands low, sailing for the lowlands low. Down rose the skipper from the church of crew. Here he keeps log with his father. The crew of Mombano, feathered on the hook, so we're sailing for the lowlands low. The lowlands low, the lowlands low, sailing for the lowlands low. Ready for priming, with our galliot guns, from muskets and pike in good order. Now we should be riddled, the captains would be none, for it's dead before the lowlands low. The lowlands low, the lowlands low, sailing for the lowlands low. Approached us many leagues from shore. We fought and we sunk him in good order. Well, he'll be roving, blundering no more, for we're sailing for the lowlands low. The lowlands low, the lowlands low, sailing for the lowlands low. The lowlands low, the lowlands low, sailing for the lowlands, sailing for the lowlands, sailing for the lowlands low.
Yeah, the lowlands low. Well done, Gar. Fair play to you.
Thanks, Ovi.
Absolutely brilliant. Deadly. Well, folks, we continue on this time with a great love song, and no better man than Zack Boone to sing a love song. And
I don't know about that.
we don't sing too many love songs, but I'll tell you the truth. Well, there's a long history to it, but I don't want to get into it on live television. But when we do sing love songs, we do sing them. And this song is probably, in my opinion, it's probably one of the greatest love songs that was ever written. Written by a man from Shinrone in Puckon in County Tipperary, definitely Ireland's finest songwriter. His name is Shane MacGowan. And he wrote this song about an Irish emigrant who went to London, found himself down in Soho, and the loneliness and the sadness and the emptiness that comes off this song is something that's very powerful. Song called Rainy Night in Soho.
Long time down the years, down all the days, and I've cried for all your trouble. Smile at your funny little way. Our friends grow up together, and we saw them as they fell. Some of them fell into heaven, more of them fell into hell. Took shelter from the shower, and I stepped into your arms. On a rainy night in Soho, the wind was whistling all its charm. It was a whistling all its charm.
joy. Whatever happened to that old song? To all those little girls and boys, yeah, those little girls and boys. Sometimes I'd wake up in the morning with a ginger lady by my bed, covered in her cloak of silence. I'd hear her talking in my head. Now the song is nearly over. May never find out what it means. But there's a light lying on before me. Gary, you're the measure of my dreams. You're the measure of my dreams. You're the measure of my Yeah, there you go. The Rainy Night in Soho, a Shane MacGowan special there. Well done, Zach. Fair play.
Thank you, Mick.
Next one, folks, is possibly one of my favourite songs ever. And this song is goes back many years. First recorded, I believe, by the great Pecker Dunn many years ago, who was an Irish folk musician. He was an institution, really, to be honest. And he was a travelling musician who travelled around Ireland singing at fairs and flas and puck fairs and so on. His music still lives on. He's no longer with us. Gary Desham over here is going to sing this one, and I've yet to hear anyone sing it better. This one's called Come My Little Son, a song that deals with emigration. It goes like this.
Come, my little son, and I will tell you what to do. Undress yourself and get into bed, and a tale I'll tell to you. It's all about your daddy. He's a man you seldom see. He had to roam far away from home, far away from you and me. Remember, lad, he's still your dad, though he's working far away. In the cold and the heat, all the hours of the week, on England's motorway. I know you'd like your daddy home, sure that would be fine, to have him working near home, sure that would be fine. But beggars can't be choosers, son, we have to bear the load. Now we need the money your daddy earns, working on the road. Remember, lad, he's still your dad, though he's working far away. In the cold and the heat, all the hours of the week, on England's motorway.
In the railway station, I was waiting for the Rosslare train. I was leaving my old hometown for my fortune to gain. And still I can see the memories, and still I can feel the pain. But in my dreams each night, you thunder through my brain. So here I am in London town, trying to earn an honest pound. I'm working for subcontractors, laying cables on the ground. And my son, you look so clear to me, with your eyes so full of green. Someday soon I'll see you again, and it won't be in a dream.
When you fall and hurt yourself and you're feeling sad, it isn't any good to go looking for your dad. For the only time since you were born, he had to spend with you. He was out of a job and he hadn't a bob. He was signing on the brew. Remember, lad, he's still your dad, though he's working far away. In the cold and the heat, all the hours of the week, on England's motorway. Remember, lad, he's still your dad, though he's working far away. In the cold and the heat, all the hours of the week, on England's motorway.
How are you, Gary? Well, what about it?
What about it is right.
Cracker of a song. Absolute cracker of a
Great
song.
song, isn't it?
Mick, you're one of the founding members of the whole band, is that right?
Yeah, both myself
RD, so
and
yes.
the Sham there are founding members of the band. Although the other members of the band, it was always inevitable that I'd say that we're going to join. Like Zack over there, at 10 years of age, looked at me one day. He was only 10 at the time, and he says, "I'm going to join your band someday."
And did he play with the band or sing a few songs with you while he was really young or something like that?
Zack played his first gig with us when he was 13 years old. He came on a tour with us down the west of Ireland. He was that young that his mother had to come with him to keep an eye on him.
She's waiting outside in the car park.
I hear, lads.
That's the truth. That's the truth, yeah. You're 13 years old, yeah.
I wish I had her with me now.
Certainly an asset to the band, no doubt. Anyway,
Oh, he's a genius.
how's it? All those pedals in front of him as well.
There's less pedals in a bicycle shop than there is over there.
What about this next fella?
Well, Gary...
I know Gary.
Yeah, Gary was inevitable. I think that Gary was always going to join the band as well. At various times he would have filled in over the years. And Dennis as well actually would have joined us as well occasionally over the years when Dennis and Gary were playing together as a two-piece. And,
Oh, okay.
but I always felt that somewhere down along the line the two lads were going to join us, and I'm just absolutely delighted that they did.
You persuaded him?
It took a little bit of persuasion, actually, yeah, a small bit. But we got there eventually, you know.
Am I right? The two lads are related as well, Zack and...
Yeah, Dennis is Zack's uncle,
Yes.
yeah.
Ah, okay. So you're in the family anyway. And you were from the start?
I'm an original.
Yeah, and you went solo for a while as well, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I did. I went solo for a couple of years.
I remember contacting you one time for a gig, and you told me, "No way, Steve, I'm not doing that solo stuff anymore. Go back to the band, like, you know." Yeah.
No, the road is too lonely on your own.
Nah, it's difficult. This next song you're going to sing, I was asking you about it. Tell me a little bit about it, because I don't believe that I know it.
No, this song is a huge song in America. It's a massive song in America. It was written by the Dropkick Murphys, Ken Casey and the boys. And basically it's, I suppose the feeling I always get off the songs, it's about somebody who's was kind of lost a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
And I think at various times in all our lives, we get lost, you know. I know that's happened to me many, many times that I've been lost, you know. And
Find my way home.
yeah. And it's a kind of a rocking song. It's a really rocking song, and we kind of brought this to the band, and we didn't know whether we do it or not, but we gave it a shot and see how it goes. So yeah. So thanks to Ken Casey and the boys, the Dropkick Murphys, for this one.
I'll leave you to it. I want to hear it. Cheers, lads.
A picture tells a story, and life had many shades. I'd wake up every morning and then be on my way. I'd take a drag of lash, and cigarette that smolders in its tray. I'd drown a little something and then be on my way. I'd travel far and wide, lay my head in many ports. I was bounded by a compass of beauty to the north. Lived my life in many places and faces of my own. Had these memories all around me so I wouldn't be alone. Some made me from growing up, others are from showing up. Sometimes I was so messed up I didn't have a clue. Ain't winning no one over, I wear it just for you. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo. This one's for the mighty sea, this deep golden piracy. This one's for the man who raised me, taught me sacrifice and prayer. This one's for my family name, purple and gold I wear the flag. This one's for my family name, with pride I wear it till the grave. Some days ain't from growing up, others are from showing up. Sometimes I was so messed up I didn't have a clue. Ain't winning no one over, I wear it just for you. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo. Up on. This one means the most to me, stay there for eternity. A ship that always stays the course, an anchor of my every choice. Rose that shines down from above, signed and sealed those worlds of blood. Heard the one sang in a song, played the game that sang along. Some days be from growing up, others are from showing up. Sometimes I was so messed up I didn't have a clue. Ain't winning no one over, I wear it just for you. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo. You'll always be here with me, even when you're gone. You'll always have my love, your memory will live on. You'll always be here with me, even when you're gone. You'll always have my love, your memory will live on. Some days be from growing up, others are from showing up. Sometimes I was so messed up I didn't have a clue. Ain't winning no one over, I wear it just for you. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose got your name written here in a rose hatchet. That's why we call him the Big D. Fair play to you, Dan. Good man. I hope that blew the cobwebs off out there anyway. Fair play. Good stuff. Nice one. All right, this one, folks. Zach is going to sing this one again. And great song, folks. Takes us back many, many years. Song details the story, another sea voyage about a boat leaving Cork Harbour and heading over to America. It contained parts of the Empire State Building that they were going to build. And the voyage kind of didn't go as planned, really, I suppose. And this one's called The Irish Rover.
Well, in the year of our Lord, 1806, we set sail from the sweet cove of Cork. We were sailing away with a cargo of bricks to the Grand City Hall in New York. She was a wonderful craft, she was rigged for an aft. Know how the wild winds drove her. She stood 27 masts, she sailed several blasts, and they called her the Irish Rover. Well, there was Barney McGee from the banks of the Lee, Bound Hogan from County Tyrone, up Tyrone, and old Banger McGurk, who was scared to fork, and a John from Westmead come alone. There was Slugger O'Toole, he was as full as a bull, and fighting the Daisy from Homer. There was Banger McCann from the banks of the Van, he was a skipper on the Irish Rover. For we had sailed several years as old measles broke out, and the ship lost her way in that fog. And a whale of a crew was reduced down to two, myself and the captain's old dog. The ship struck a rock, Lord, what a shock. The whole boat she near turned right over. She spun 9 times around, and the poor old dog was drowned. Poor old dog. 9th, the last of the Irish roll over.
and I'm the last of the Irish Rovers.
Well done, Z.
Thank you, Michael. Fair play to you. Brilliant.
All right, folks, this is our penultimate song as such. But anyway, this song takes us back many years ago. And it details the story of the first formation of the Irish Dáil. And the first formation took place in the Mansion House in Dublin town in 1919. And this song is a song of lament for people who were involved in the rising in 1916 who should have been there. And the call went out. The call went out, see? All across the land for people to make their way to Dublin town. Agus tá na gach duine ag teacht ar na bollard clia in san Éireann amach na casa ar sin. They came from Carlow, from Wexford town. They made their way from Kildare in Sun Bollard Clia. As they approached Dublin town, high above the sky, they seen the foggy Jew.
Was it down the glen one Easter morn to a city fair rode I, when marching lines of Irish men and squadrons passed me by. No fife did harm, no battle drum sounded out its dread tattoo, but the Angelus bell or the Liffey swell rang out o'er the foggy Jew. Right proudly high over Dublin town, we hung out the flags of war. Was better to die neath an Irish sky than at Sublar Sudelbar. And from the plains of Royal Mead, strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's sons with their long-range guns sailed out o'er the foggy Jew. Was England a bid or the wild geese go? Small nations shall be free. The lonely graves are by Suvla's waves at the fringe of the grey North Sea. Or had it died by Pierce's side, or fought with the brave Calbro, their graves we will keep where the Fenian sleeps, neath the hills of the foggy Jew. Take a make a road! Rang mournfully and clear for those who had died at Easter time in the springing of each year. But now the world did gaze in deep amaze, for those fearless men fought few, who had bore the fight so that freedom's light shall shine through the foggy Jew. Here we go! Was down the glen one Easter morn, the city fair rode I, when marching lines of Irishmen, and squadrons passed me by. And no fife did harm the battle drum, sounded out its dread tale. But the Angelus bell or the Liffey swell rang out o'er the foggy dew. Take it away, girl!
That's rock and roll.
What arrangement of the songs, lads. Absolutely brilliant. Lads, we've got a few people who are saying hello.
All right.
I better give them a mention.
Yeah, do.
We've got Robert Emmett, who's saying it's great to hear all the way from Athboy.
Brilliant.
We've got Paul Siegmund, who's listening in from Detroit.
Great man, Paul.
Tony McCabe, which
Man, Tony.
you know, yeah.
Close to Gary.
We've got Tracy Newcomb. We've got Sarah Boland. We've got Suzanne Toomey, and we've got PJ Marr. Just a few names. It's always nice to mention a few names of the people that are listening for your fans around the world. And as mentioned in the introduction, you said your fan base is very, very strong, Mick.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Stephen, we're very lucky. We're really lucky that we have a loyal following. We started that kind of loyal following here in Ireland, and people have stayed with us over the years. And then when we started touring in the States, that started to develop as well. So, you know, we go to places like Detroit, the show is sold out. You know, New Jersey, the show is sold out. And we're very lucky. We really are. We're very grateful for that as well. You know, people are absolutely brilliant. They really are, you know.
Give me a little bit of history about the band, because for anyone who doesn't know or doesn't follow you, you know.
We started off with very humble ideas, to be honest. Myself and Desham and Paddy Mangan started the band, and we kind of started out with the idea that we would play as a three-piece and play in local bars, maybe once or twice a week. But we were kind of taken by storm, to be honest. You know, the plan kind of went out the window after about 6 months, and we started kind of getting bookings in different counties, and then up the north, and then I think we done a tour in Scotland, and after about a year we ended up playing in the Barrowlands in Glasgow to 2,000 people, and
wow.
And then we ended up in Santa Ponsa doing the Celtic Festival over there, and things just took off for us. And before we knew it, like we were playing 4 or 5 nights a week, and a tour of America came on board in 2011, I think it was, and that just took off for us over there. So with kind of humble ideas, we find ourselves still on the road, like, you know, nearly 13 years later, you know.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And when I rang you up, which was only last week, just to come here, it's kind of ironic the fact that I'm here to interview you. And you're a guy yourself who interviews people left, right and centre all the time as part of a job, once a week, your radio show.
Yeah.
What's the radio show?
So I presented the world's longest running Irish folk music programme for the last nearly 23 years at this stage. And it's on Dublin City FM every Tuesday night. Yeah, it's something that I really enjoy, and, you know, I've had the opportunity to interview all my heroes over the years, you know, and it's been amazing, very privileged, to be honest. You know?
Benefits of the job are right there.
Yeah.
When you started off as a band, I knew you as primarily as a rebel band, which that has, like, as well as the sound that we were talking about earlier, that's changed a bit, I think, as well. Like, you know, because when I seen you at that festival or the Fla, you were singing some pop songs, and there was all sorts of music coming in, which is really, I was surprised, I suppose, so to speak. I suppose anyone who's been following us for years, to see that sudden change, it's different. Why the change, or what's after happening?
It's a really good question, to be honest. I suppose we had a discussion in the band about the direction of our music, and I suppose we came to a point that all of us in the band are aware of different issues that are in society at the moment. You know, issues around addiction, issues around homelessness, poverty, and so on. We kind of feel that our music can kind of highlight them issues, but when we were kind of stuck in the bracket of being a rebel band, we couldn't really do that, you know, because we were kind of we were kind of compelled to sing history songs, which we still do. We still sing history songs as well.
Oh, yeah.
But by kind of broadening the net out a little bit, we're able to take in more issues that are personal to ourselves as well, you know. And I think the satisfaction that comes from that personally for us is, like, I suppose if we're not getting satisfaction on the stage, you can't expect anybody else to get it. So we have to keep ourselves happy as well, and that's really
It's a mirror off you.
yeah, I think so. You know?
When you say addicted, you're all addicted to music.
We are.
You mentioned to me that every one of these your members of the band are addicted in some form. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Because I found it very interesting, and I was shocked to know that. Like, you know, or in recovery, should I say?
Yeah, that's probably the better phrase.
Better way of phrasing it. Yeah.
Well, most of the band, I should say, are in recovery, and we've made a decision that we made a decision last year that we were going to talk about that, because up to now we haven't. You know, kind of being kind of semi in the public eye as such. I'd made a conscious decision going back many years ago that I wouldn't talk about it. But over the last year, we've changed that, and we've done a few podcasts and we've done a few interviews now, just talking about our own personal situations around addiction. And, you know, I think it's a really good thing to do. I think it's a really good, positive thing to do. I think, again, music has the power to influence people, and it has the power to leave a marked impression on somebody, and to kind of know that there's a band, or the band that you come to see. You know, we've all been down dark roads in various different ways, you know. We've all felt the pain of addiction or mental health or depression or anxiety or any of them things, and still be able to come through that and be able to stand on the stage and play a bit of music is something that I think is something that's very dear to us. I think we're very grateful for the position that we're in today. Those of us in recovery, we've had a lot of pain in our lives, you know, an awful lot of pain in our lives. And I think music has been a huge part of being able to express that, and also to kind of try and influence somebody else as well. Like, it's amazing some of the contacts that we get from people asking us for a bit of direction or whatever, and it's something that we're very proud to be able to do, you know, for people, you know.
I always say that musicians or singers or entertainers are somewhat an emotional wreck anyway. Because, that's why we play songs and songs with lyrics with meanings and all that. Like, you know, I myself am exactly like that. I'm a complete wreck, like, you know. When I'm playing a song, the song has to mean something to me. It has to mean something to the audience, like what you've been talking about. You sent me a video there 2 days ago, if I'm right, which I didn't get to see all of it. And I said to you I didn't watch all of it on purpose. But it was your take on what folk music is. Would you elaborate on it and give us an idea? Because
I think really good. I think folk music, first and foremost, is the music of the people. I think folk music is a genre of music that kind of carries emotion with it. It carries... I see folk songs as historical artefacts. I see the songs as containing the true history of Ireland. The great Frank Hart once said that the people in power write the history, those who suffer write the songs. And if that be the case, well then, our songs are definitely historical artifacts. They contain the events of the day. They're written about real people who were here. They're written about situations that happened. They're able to transport you back in time to that place emotionally. And I don't know what it's like for anybody else, but when I hear a particular song that's sung well with feeling, I go there. You know, it's able to bring me right to that time and right to that place. And I often talk about the fact that, like, myself growing up in the 1980s in Wexford during a recession, and I grew up in a council housing estate, the same as the rest of the lads, really, and to be able to transport back there, listening to songs that were written at the time, you know, I think it's an amazing thing. I think it's a really powerful thing. So folk music is definitely my music. It's definitely what I'm into, you know, and the rest of the lads as well, you know.
When I see every song, anytime I've seen this play anyway, you're the front man of the group who gives the introductions all the time of the songs. Why do you always give an introduction? What does it mean to you? Like, I think it's brilliant. I'm just wondering for anyone who doesn't understand.
I think our music and our songs contain stories, right? And I think it's important to me, and it's important to the rest of the lads, that we're able to communicate that message, you know. I grew up in, again, as I said, in the 1980s, going to see bands like like the Wolf Tones, the Dublin City Ramblers, the Furies, Dermot O'Leary and the Bards, you know, bands like that. And I remember as a kid, you know, watching Derek Warfield in particular have an oration on the stage about a particular song, like, and he grabbed me, like,
Oh, it's class, yeah.
he just grabbed me, you know.
So
and
was he one of the people that were inspired you the most with that? Because Derek does do a lot.
yeah,
I've seen
I
Derek
think
do
he
that,
did. You know, I think he did. Yeah, he created that narrative and that kind of scene in me head. You know, and Jesus, like I think if I'm able to do just even a small part of that for somebody else, I'd be very happy. Do you know what I mean?
It's a bit of a history lesson sometimes as well with the folk songs, which is great as well, because a lot of people don't know. Especially you probably find when you're doing your touring, you just go to America. You've had a tour lined up for America again last year.
Yeah.
You've done it's back in March again next year, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, we had 5 tours in the States lined up in 2020. We managed to do half of one. But we're back there in January 22, hopefully, and also March 22 as well.
Were you stuck over there?
We were.
Last year? You were.
We were.
Okay,
we
like
were.
the Finns that we had on last week. Tell us their story as well. They were stuck.
We got word from, I think it was the 14th of March, we were due to play in a gig in North New Jersey. And we got word that afternoon, we were just going to do the sound check, that the president was locking down America at that time. So basically we needed to get out. And so we made for JFK Airport, and thank God for Delta Airways. That's all I say.
Absolutely.
they got us home. They flew us home first class, actually, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they did,
you got lucky in a way.
Yeah, yeah, we did.
The gig's gone, but the Joker, the band. Is this fella behind me? The
Oh,
Joker, the band.
Look, stop.
I've been told.
Look at him, look at
is a bit like. There was a couple of stories before we come on, and Zach was just saying, but you miss the being together in the last year. It's not just about the music, as Zach had mentioned. He was saying, like, because as a group, especially because there's 5 of you, like, you know, which has its ups and downs, I'm sure as well, like, you know. But I'm sure it is. You miss playing together, like.
I think there's, particularly within this unit here, there's a brotherhood that exists within it. It's hard to explain that to people who are not in a band. Like, at times, your back is to the wall, you know, and you're trying to scratch out a living. And if you have 3 or 4 lads with you on that, it makes it easier, you know. You're in something together and you're fighting hard, do you know? Yeah. And then when the good times come, you're able to enjoy it together as well, you know? Like, the lineup that we have here, like, Sham over there, like, there's never a dull moment with him. Like, I mean, like, from the minute he wakes up in the morning till the minute he goes to sleep at night, somebody's getting wound up all the time.
He's not even allowed to defend himself now.
And everyone's getting hopped off at some stage, you know. Right. And so that creates that feeling and that brotherhood. And I think the other thing that creates that connection for us is what we spoke about a few minutes ago, is the fact that we're in a battle for our lives together, you know what I mean? And I think that creates that connection as well, you know.
Okay. Did you all know each other? I know, like, the 3 lads are the newest members of the band. Yeah. Did you know each other anyway through music or through any?
Oh yeah, well, Dennis, as we said, is Zach's uncle. Yeah. So, but Zach and Gary behind me here, they played together as well in a band. And then Gary played with the Sham over there at one stage in the band as well.
Okay.
So and Dennis as well with the Sham. So it's been, everybody has known each other for a long time. I suppose I was the one that I didn't know Dennis that well. But has got to know him very well over the last while. So yeah.
Well, playing in a band, you'll certainly get to know each other quickly. It's like a family. I always say, albums. How many albums have you done? I don't even know.
Oh Jesus! How many albums? How many albums have we done, Sham? 4, is it? Yeah, 4. Yeah, and there's a brand new one in the pipeline, so it's about 85% there.
Oh wait, okay.
Yeah, so we're hoping to get it finished in the next probably 6 or 8 weeks or something like that. Whenever we can get back into the studio with restrictions and so on to get it done. The album, actually, Zach has produced the album, and so far so good. He's done a really good job on it. Really good job on it.
That's some job to be taken on, Zach. Producing the album of the 5-piece band. Anything goes wrong.
Look, what can I do when you just go in and do my best?
Absolutely.
But it's been that's where I come alive in the studio. I love that kind of thing, you know. I eat, breathe, sleep, music. I just love it. So just lock me in the studio for 2 months and I'm just at one. It's as simple as that.
Do you play every instrument that's on this stage?
Yeah, he does. And more. And more as well.
I play a lot of instruments. If it wasn't for that man over there, I wouldn't be playing any instruments at all. And that's just the truth of it. I got my first drum kit at the age of 2, and I got my first drum lesson at the age of 6. And I solely believe I'd still be playing
the uncle is
wasn't
responsible.
for that man over there. That's a fact.
Brilliant, brilliant. And Gary, I met you about 3 years ago, I think it was it? You're in college, college that I went to as well.
Or a year, I think, after me in track course there in Ballyfarmy. Spent 2 great years there on the rapping and hand waving, you know how well. And same as myself, just came from a kind of traditional music background and spent in the family and a lot around our town as well. It's there's a lot of traditional music and a lot around that Kildare direction. So sitting in the sessions over the years and stuff and just picking up things over the years, you know.
There's a lot of music coming from your area anyway. I know lots of musicians. But lads, coming close to the end now, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. We've unplanned again a song to sing
We have.
together, which was unplanned last week, it was unplanned the week before. I'm going to ask Zack Boone, wherever he is, if he can come back on the stage, and we're going to do this. I'm going to grab a guitar from somewhere,
Okay.
and we're going to give a blast of whiskey in the jar, and then if people can tune in next week. By the way, folks, if you haven't already shared or tagged someone or commented, please do it as well. Just share it it's going out to several media or social media pages. It's we're going to continue doing it, as I say, next week, the week after, for the next few weeks. So do tune in. We have different musicians and singers and entertainers coming on all the time. It's just a bit of crack to enjoy your nights in before we can all get let out again. And we just give us a second, we just get the mics and we can...
See you at the finish line, lads, right?
Yeah, that's perfect, yeah.
All go together.
So, just to be clear on this, lads, we rehearsed this about 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
So we didn't rehearse at
So
all.
Zack over here is going to sing the first verse. Glenn is going to sing the second verse.
No, Glenn's third verse.
Or Stephen's going to sing the...
No.
This is the way it's going, lads. Right? Okay. Zack is going to sing the first verse.
Dennis will sing the second.
Glenn is going to sing the second verse. Stephen's going to sing the third verse, and I'm going to sing the fourth. So we're going to do 4 verses. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Dennis, what about Dennis?
What key are we going to do then?
Yeah, we'll do it in the good old key of E flat.
That's
All right with you, lads?
Might accidentally end up singing the third instead of second, but sure. Etc.
Best of luck.
Drive her on anyway.
We'll try and get to the end.
Yeah.
Drive her on, boys.
Drive her on like her. Drive her
We'll
like
all
her.
go for a bag of chips at the end of it anyway, so we'll be grand.
Exactly.
Somebody mentioned chips. As I was going over the far from Kerry Mountains, I met with Captain Fertile and his money he was counting. I first produced my pistol and I stole away my raver. I couldn't shoot the war and so a prisoner I was taken. Mushering, dum-a-doo-dum-a-da. Back fall me daddy ho, back fall me daddy ho. There's whiskey in the jar.
It was early in the morning, just before I rose to travel. Up comes a band of footmen and likewise Captain Farrell. I'd first produce me rapier and then produce me pistol, saying stand and deliver, for I am a bold deceiver with your ring of a doo-da-ba-da.
Like fall the daddy-o, like fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Come on, Stephen. As early in the morning, before I rose to travel, up comes a band of footmen and likewise Captain Farrell. I first produced me pistol, she'd stolen away me rapier. I couldn't shoot a water, a prisoner I was taken. With a ring of a doo-da-ba-da. Like fall the daddy-o, like fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. One day.
Here we go.
Some men like to push and the pushing and the bowling. Others take delight in those carriage wheels a rolling. Me, I take delight in the juice of the barley. Courting pretty queer ones in the morning, bright and early. Sure, ring never do none of that. Raise up your like fall my daddy-o, like fall my daddy-o. There's whiskey in the jar.
How we got there, lads? Thank you very much, folks, from the Druids and Zack Boone. And don't forget to tune in, as I say, next week. We've got Ruby O'Kelly and we've got Ashley Stokes. So tune in next week, same time, 7 o'clock. Thank you, good night.